Welcome to another session of wireless communication networks, Unit 2, mobile radio propagation, log scale, path bus. Today we discuss about the topic on diffraction. Topic on diffraction. This is the second basic propagation mechanism in a wave propagation. Here, what is meant by diffraction? Here, the diffraction is nothing but the radio signals are propagated around the curved surface of the earth. What is diffraction? Diffraction is nothing but which allows radio signals to propagate around the curved surface of the earth. Is nothing but in between transmitter to receiver. In between transmitter to receiver, an obstructed path is present. In between transmitter to receiver, an obstructed path is present. The receiver is behind the obstructed path, that is shadow region. Nothing but the receiver is unable to receive the signal from the transmitter in a line of sight path. In a line of sight path, the receiver unable to receive the signal. That is the receiver under shadow region. That is, it is in the behind of the obstacle. Here to explain this diffraction, the wave propagation Huygens principle. Huygens principle. Here, what is meant by Huygens principle? Here, see this one. I am explaining the Huygens principle, right? That this is about diffraction. This is flat surface area, and we are assuming it is the transmitter. This is the receiver. In between transmitter and receiver, an obstacle is present. Suppose we have to assume that the obstacle is hill or mountain. The obstacle is hill or mountain, which have a sharp edge in the top of the hill building. Nothing but here, nothing here. We have to see this one without the obstacle. Without the obstacle, a good line of sight path is present. Without obstacle, a good line of sight path is between transmitter and receiver. But when obstacle is present, here the receiver under shadow region. When obstacle is present, the receiver under shadow region, that is unable to receive the signal due to line of sight path. Under this diffraction concept, Huygens principle, the transmitter send an electromagnetic wave in the air in the different directions. All these signals are touched in the tip of the hill or mountain or building, which radiates signal in different directions. Suppose we have received the signal here, it radiates in different directions. Finally, signal reaches the receiver. That is generated by first reaches to the obstacle tip, and it generates second waves. That is second wavelets. That is the first wavelet generated by the transmitter, the second wavelet generated by the obstacle. Finally, all the second wavelets are received by the receiver, summation of the second wavelets. This is about Huygens principle. This is about Huygens principle in the diffraction. Here we have to explain this Huygens principle and diffraction by the simple method is a Fresnel zone geometry. Fresnel zone geometry. Here they see this one. First of all, I am explaining the terms. Here the T specifies capital C transmitter, capital R specifies receiver, H is the height of the transmitter, HR is the height of the receiver, HOBS, height of the obstacle from the ground. Height of the obstacle from the ground. Here the obstacle is present in between transmitter to receiver. Here small h shows height of the obstacle from the line of sight path. Here, suppose we have to draw without obstacle. This is the line of sight path between transmitter to receiver. From this line of sight path to tip of the obstacle is H. And D1 is the distance between transmitter to obstacle. D2 is the distance between obstacle to receiver. Alpha is the angle from line of sight path to transmitted wave from transmitter to obstacle, and gamma is the angle from obstacle to line of sight path at the receiver, and alpha is the angle from the tip of the obstacle to receiver path. Right. Here we have to consider three cases here: Fresnel zone geometry. The first case here, the height of the transmitter and height of the receiver is same. See this figure 1. See this figure here. In this figure, the height of the transmitter HT, height of the receiver is same. Right. Next, second case, in this second figure, height of the transmitter is high, greater than the height of the receiver. At this time, we have to consider H dash. H dash is nothing but height from line of sight path after obstacle to knife edge of the hill or whatever it may be obstacle. The receiver height is very less, negligible. At that time, the height of the transmitter is HT minus H star, and height of the obstacle is H OPS minus HR. These are the three cases we have to assume that Fresnel zone geometry. Here from these figures, what is H? H is the height from line of sight path to knife edge of the obstacle. Otherwise, it is also called the effective antenna height. Otherwise, it is called the effective antenna height. Here, see these figures. The path, line of sight path from transmitter receiver, this one, and the path from due to diffraction is this one. Here, what is the difference between line of sight path and diffracted path? Here, that is the calculation. Delta is excess path length delta, which is equal to H square by 2 D1 plus D2 by D1 D2. This is the path difference or excess path length. And corresponding phase difference. How much phase is there between line of sight path and diffracted path? That is phi. You know how to calculate phi? 2 pi delta by lambda. This is a general formula. 2 pi delta by lambda, which is equal to 2 pi by lambda H square by 2 D1 plus D2 by D1 D2. And from the figures, we are calculating alpha, beta, gamma. The relation is alpha equal to beta plus gamma. Then alpha value, which is equal to H into D1 plus D2 by D1 D2. D1 D2. Here from this excess path length, phase difference, and alpha value, we have to calculate the new equation. Calculate new equation, that is V, small v. Small v is the parameter for, it is a dimensionless, and it is called the Fresnel-Kirchhoff diffraction parameter. Fresnel-Kirchhoff diffraction parameter, which is V equal to, it is H into root of 2 D1 plus D2 by lambda into D1 D2, which simplifies alpha equal to alpha into 2. So alpha multiplied with root of 2 D1 D2 by lambda into D1 plus D2 simplifies. Suppose we have to consider the alpha value in case 2 and case 3. The alpha value is increases. Why? The height of the receiver is changes. It is less than the height of the transmitter. At that time, the phase difference phi can be related to pi by 2 v square. Pi by 2 v square. Here in this concept, Fresnel zone concept, geometry, we have to assume that Fresnel zones. Here, what is meant by Fresnel zones? What is meant by Fresnel zones? First of all, I'm explaining this is one. This is a transmitter. This is the receiver. Right? We have to assume that in between an obstacle is there. The distance between transmitter and obstacle is D1. The distance from obstacle to receiver is D2. Suppose first we have to draw a line between transmitter and receiver is straight line. This is the line of set path. Suppose first I am increasing the height of the obstacle by 1. Right. Now we have to draw the path from transmitter to this obstacle to receiver. Similarly, for next height can increases by 2. Next height is by 3. That is, we are generated 3 concentric circles. It depends upon the radius. We have to increase the height of the obstacle. Whenever concentric circles are increases. Concentric circles are increases. Here from this. Fresnel zone geometry. Here in this figure demonstrate a transparent plane located between transmitter and receiver, nothing but line of set path. Here the concentric circles on the plane represent the loci of or origins of secondary wavelets which propagates to the receiver such that the total path length increases by lambda 2 of our successive circles. That is, for good line of set path, suppose we have to assume that the path length is 1 kilometer in transmitter receiver. Suppose it increases to one circle, then the path length is increases by lambda by 2. Next we are going for next circle. Again lambda p increase. That is, for every concentric circle, the path length is increases. The path length increases by n lambda by 2. What do you mean n here? Concentric circle. Here we have how to calculate the radius of the Fresnel zone. Suppose see this figure. The radius of this each circle. How to calculate? Suppose n circles is there. Here in this figure shows only 3 circles. Suppose n circles, small n circles is there. How to calculate radius? That is Rn, which is equal to root of n lambda d1 d2 by d1 plus d2. This is the method to calculate the radius of the Fresnel zone geometry. Similarly, suppose that the path length for second concentric circle, nothing but how much increases? 2 lambda by 2. That is when we are getting n lambda. Suppose third circle 3 lambda by 2. That is every circle is increases. The path length also increases. Especially in mobile communication systems, the diffraction loss occurs from the blockage of secondary waves. Such that only the portion of energy is diffracted around an obstacle. See this here in mobile communication. See this one based upon the alpha value and V value and H value. I'm taking 3 cases of Fresnel zones for different knife edge diffraction scenarios. In this figure A, the alpha value is positive and V is positive. How that is transmitter and the height is very less compared to height of the obstacle. See this figure, transmitter is there, receiver is there, right? Here the height of the transmitter is less than the height of the obstacle. At that time we are getting the alpha value is positive and Fresnel zone diffraction parameter is also positive and H is also positive we are getting. Suppose in second case, the transmitter height, receiver height and obstacle height is same. Both transmitter height, obstacle height and receiver height is same. At that time we are getting, there is no alpha value. The alpha value equals to 0 based upon the previous session equations. When alpha value is 0, automatically what about V value? Diffraction, is there any diffraction is takes place? No diffraction is takes place. It is also 0 whenever diffraction is no takes place, V also 0, then H equal to 0. Nothing but there is no obstacle is present. Think. Next, in third case, the height of the transmitter and height of the receiver are more compared to the obstacle. That is, it is under valley point. That is, valley is there in between transmitter to receiver. At that time, we are getting this one. That time, whatever alpha value is negative, we are getting. When alpha is negative, V also negative. Then H also negative value. H also negative value. This is the three scenarios we are getting in Fresnel zone concept for different knife edges. That is, it depends upon the height of the transmitter, height of the receiver, and obstacle height. We are going for knife edge diffraction model. Knife edge diffraction model. Here in this knife edge diffraction model, here what is the use of this knife edge diffraction model? Here the knife edge diffraction model is used to estimate signal attenuation. Is used to estimate the signal attenuation. This is caused by the obstacles. That is, obstacles nothing but buildings, hills, valley points in between transmitter to receiver. Here not only the hill building, so irregular structure between the receiver. Suppose what assume that hill or mountain is the object. It in between the transmitter to receiver. The signal is transmitted from transmitter to first hill station. From hill station to receiver, we are getting signal. Here nothing but the signal is diffracted at the edge of the hill or mountain. I will in this. Yes, this right. Diffraction geometry. All of we know. I explain what is meant by diffraction. The diffraction principle explained by Huygens principle. Here, see this one. This is the ground is not flat. It is a irregular structure. This is the height of the transmitter, height of the receiver, obstacle height. Obstacle height. Here D1 is the distance between the transmitter obstacle. D is the distance between obstacle to receiver. This is a knife edge obstruction in between the transmitter to receiver. Here see this one are the transmitter which transmit signal from different directions. Different directions. Suppose the signal is touches at the top of the knife edge obstruction, which generates secondary wavelets. All secondary wavelets are received by the receiver with a summation. With a summation. This is about Huygens secondary source principle. This is about knife edge diffraction geometry. Here from this figure, consider receiver at a point of R. Consider a receiver at point R. Now we have to calculate the how much signal strength is received at the R. How much? Which is the vector sum of the all signals received from the knife edge. Vector sum of the all signals received from the obstacle. Then the electric field strength at the receiver is E by ER, which is equal to FV, which is equal to 1 plus J by 2 integral in between V to infinity exponential of minus J pi t square by 2 dt. This is the how much electric field at the received at the receiver, where E naught is free space field field strength in the absence of knife edge. F of E is equal to complex Fresnel integral. Complex integral. You know what is meant by V? Diffraction parameter. Right? Now we are going for to calculate the gain due to presence of knife edge. That is GD of dB, which is equal to 20 log modulus of f of v. Here from these equations, right, we have to calculate the gain. Calculate the gain due to obstacle present in between transmitter to receiver with respect to v value. Whenever the v value is less than or equal to -1, whenever the v is less than or equal to -1, that is GD of dB equal to 0. Whenever the v value in between -1 to 0, the GD value which is equal to 20 log 0.5 minus 0.62 v. Whenever the v value in between 0 to 1, GD of dB is equal to 20 log 0.5 exponential of minus 0.95 v. The v value in between 1 to 2.4 is GD of dB equal to 20 log 0.4 minus root of 0.1184 minus 0.38 minus 0.1 v square. The v value is greater than 2.4. GD of dB which is equal to 20 log 0.225 divided by v. Here this is the gain value whenever obstacle is present between transmitter receiver with respect to v values. Here from this chart, from this equation, 61A, 61B, 61C, 61D, 61E. Now I am showing the graph representation. The x-axis is Fresnel diffraction parameter V, and y-axis is knife edge diffraction model. Whenever the diffraction parameter value is increases, automatically the gain. See this one, we are getting in terms of negative value from these equations. Here, till now we discussed about only one obstacle is present between the transmitter receiver. Transmitter to receiver. Now we have to assume that multiple knife edges or multiple obstacle is present between two transmitter to receiver. Now we are going for that is multiple knife edge diffraction model. In practical applications, especially hills are present in between transmitter receiver. Here number of hills is present in between transmitter receiver. Suppose a continuous number of hill stations is there. That is more number of obstacles are present. Then how to calculate the total diffraction losses? Here this multiple knife edge diffraction model can be explained by Bullington. The name of the scientist is Bullington. Here how the Bullington suggested to calculate diffraction losses in the series of obstacles present. The series of obstacle present. Here see this one in this figure. Bullington explained calculate diffraction loss. This is the transmitter. This is the receiver. Suppose we had to assume two obstacles present. Obstruction 1, obstruction 2. Here the Bullington says first we have to calculate what is the height of the obstacle 1 and what is the height of the obstacle 2. We have to take the mean value. We have to take the mean value and draw single knife edge in between obstacle 1 and obstacle 2. That is only two obstacles is present. We have to draw a third obstacle. Imagine third obstacle. We have to assume that what is the height of the third obstacle? That is the mean of the height of the obstacle 1 and height of the obstacle 2. We have to draw, then automatically and remove this obstacle 1 and obstacle 2 heights, then automatically it is acts as a single knife edge model. Suppose three obstacles is present. We have to take three obstacle heights and take the mean and draw a single obstacle. That is about the Bullington says. Bullington says. Here that is we have to draw a single knife edge in terms of two knife edges. This is about diffraction. When the diffraction takes place, whenever the obstacle is present with the transmitter receiver, the receiver is present under shadow region. At that time, diffraction can be takes place by using the Huygens principle. We have to explain the diffraction model. Here, what is the Huygens principle? That is, the secondary wavelets are generated at the knife edge. And to explain the this diffraction by using Fresnel-Jones geometry. Here, the Fresnel-Jones geometry, it depends upon the height of the transmitter, height of the receiver, and height of the obstacle. And from this height of the transmitter, height of the receiver, and height of the obstacle, and the distance between transmitter to obstacle is D, and distance between obstacle to receiver is D2, and the small h is the effective antenna height. From this, we have to calculate what is the excess path length and what is the phase difference, and we have to calculate the new parameter, that is Fresnel-Jones diffraction parameter B value, and we are calculated gain for this knife edge model with respect to V value, and we have discussed multiple knife edge model. Do you have any query? Type your query in a chat box. Thank you very much for attending today's session.